Hello, middle 3. Today we will start our science syllabus. Science is branched into 5 main branches. Branch number 1 is called biology. Branch number 2 is called physics. Branch number 3, chemistry. Number 4, astronomy. And number 5, geology. Biology is the science of studying living organisms. Physics is the science of studying physical phenomena. Chemistry is the science of studying matter and the relation between the elements, chemical reactions. Astronomy is the space science, or the science of studying the space. Geology is the earth science, our science of studying earth and earth crust and so on. In middle 3 we have 4 units. Unit number 1 is physics, number 2 physics, number 3 astronomy, and number 4 is biology. So we are going to start with physics for the first 2 units. The syllabus in middle 3 is very nice, very easy. It's you will find it perfect with you. Let's start with unit 1. Unit 1 is called force and motion. Look here at the book. Unit 1 is called force and motion. It has 3 lessons, and we will start today with lesson number 1, which is called motion in one direction. What's meant by the word force and the word motion? Force and motion. What's meant by the word force and the word motion? Look at this duster. It's here, present in this place. This is the position, and then I will push it until it reaches this place. What happened here? Yes, it moved from this place to this place. What happened to the duster? Motion. Motion occurred to the duster. It changed the place. But what caused the motion? What caused the motion? My force. The force of pushing the duster caused the duster to move from one place to another. So motion is a result of force. Lesson number 1 is motion in one direction. Motion in one direction. Okay? Now let's talk about the word motion. When I changed or pushed the duster from this place to this place, what changed in the duster? The position of the duster changed from here to here. When I was changing the position of the duster, did the time pass or was the time stopped? Was the time off? No, there was time passing. So motion is the change of object position as the time passes. So the word motion means the change of object position as the time passes. According to the position of another object. How will I know that the position of this duster changed? When I compare it to another object, I will say that the position of this duster changed according to the position of the other one. Okay? So this is the definition, which is the change of object position as time passes according to the position of another object. I have 2 types of motion. First, periodic motion. Second is transitional motion. Do you remember periodic motion? We studied periodic motion in middle 2. You remember, like the movement or the motion of a fan. A fan just move in circle. This is called periodic motion. Okay? طيب. What about the transitional motion? Transitional motion is motion that have a certain start point and a certain end point. It have start and end point. Okay? So our unit is about, our lesson is about the transitional motion. Motion in one direction. What's mean by motion in one direction? Look at a train. When you see a train moving, it moves on the railway, like this, the railway. It moves either forward or backward. But does it leave the plane or the railway and move upward toward the sky or downward toward the ground? No, this doesn't happen. So this means that the movement of a train is motion in one direction because it moves forward or backward, not upward or downward. What types of motion in one direction? Motion in one direction. I have 3 types of motion in one direction. Number 1, straight line. Number 2, curve. Number 2, curve. Number 3, combination of both straight line and curve. Straight line is the simplest one, which is start point and end point, like this. Straight line. Curve, it's like this, and combination of both is something like straight line and curve, and then straight line, and so on, like the motion of a car from home to school. You move in combination of straight line motion and straight path and curved path. Okay? Okay. Let's go, or let's transfer to another topic. In 1964, there was a train called bullet train. This was developed in Japan. Okay? This bullet train differs than the normal train in one thing. Okay? Let me tell you, this is a train, normal train. This is the first card, the engine is here, right? Okay, the bullet train invented, in Japan they invented a new thing that they put motor or engine in each card. But what happened? This gave the train a very high speed than the normal train. So the speed of this train reached 200 kilometers per hour. Then it was developed to more, which is 270 kilometers per hour. And it moves by increasing acceleration or decreasing acceleration. What's meant by increasing acceleration and decreasing acceleration? Increasing acceleration means speeding up, and decreasing acceleration means slowing down. So this train moves by speeding up and slowing down. It means that the speed of the train moves or increases gradually. 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, and so on. This speed up is called increasing acceleration. And it also stops by decreasing acceleration, which means slowing down. It slows down, or the speed slows down from 200 to 180, 160, 140, and so on, gradually. Okay? Okay. So this is the application for the motion, which is the bullet train. Now let's start a new part, or the physical part of the lesson. Can I describe the word motion? How can I describe the word motion? When I tell you that this pen moved from here to here, as this marker moved from here to here, and this marker also moved from here to here. How can I describe the motion of this marker and the motion of this marker, and how can I compare between them? I have no way to compare between them by using the word motion. So I need another term, a new term, which is called a physical quantity. It's called speed. I want to compare between these markers to say that this marker was faster than this marker, okay? Or this marker is slower than this marker. So the speed is physical quantity used to describe the word motion and compare between the moving object. طب what's meant by physical quantity? Physical quantity is any quantity that have a unit and can be measured. Have a unit and can be measured. And motion doesn't have a unit and cannot be measured at all, but speed, it can be measured and it have a unit. Right. Let's start by the definition of the word speed and the rule how to measure or how to calculate speed. The rule says that speed, I will put the V, the letter V as a symbol for the word speed, equal D over T. Right, let's talk about this marker or this duster. When I move this duster from here to here, what changed? Position. Yes, we said that the motion is the change of position. Okay, right. From this point to this point, there is something which is called distance. I can measure this distance. And what happened also when I change this from here to here? The time passed. So I have time. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and so on. So this is the rule of speed, which is distance moved in unit time. Distance moved in unit time. So this is the definition of the word speed, and this is the rule used to calculate speed. V equal D over T. Right, let's see the unit. Distance have unit, meter or kilometer and so on. Time have the unit, second, minute, hour, and so on. So V, which is speed, will be meter per second or kilometer per hour or meter per minute or kilometer per minute. You have many units for the word speed, but the mostly common or the most used is kilometer per hour and meter per second. Right, let's see now how to calculate or how to use the rule. Let me put this magic triangle. Do you remember this magic triangle? I will put the V here, the D here, and the T here. So when I need to calculate the V, the speed, I will divide distance by time. When I need to calculate time, I will divide distance by speed. When I need to calculate distance, I will multiply speed by time. This is the magic triangle. Right, now let's see the point or how to change from one unit to another. If I have a unit, kilometer per hour, and I want to change it into meter per second. Let's see this part of how to change this. Motion, I will put here speed because we are talking about speed now. So when I need to change from kilometer per hour to meter per second. How can I change from kilometer to meter? Yes, times 1000. How can I change from 1 hour to 1 second? 1 hour have 60 minutes and each minute have 60 seconds. So I will multiply 60 times 60, yani times 3600. So in this part, when I need to change all this quantity into all this quantity, I will use the simple time 1000 over, let me write it well, times 1000 over 60 times 60. This number was simplified into kilometer per hour, meter per second, times 5 over 18. This number 1000 over 3600 was simplified into 5 over 18. And here, when I need to change from the small unit to the big unit, what will I do? Divide it 5 over 18. So when I change from kilometer per hour to meter per second, I do times 5 over 18. When I change from meter per second to kilometer per hour, I do the scientific term, which is divided 5 over 18. Now we know that when we change from kilometer per hour to meter per second, we multiply by 5 over 18. And then when we change from meter per second to kilometer per hour, from the smaller unit to the bigger unit, I will use divided process, not multiplication. So I will use divide 5 over 18. Or I can make the numerator and denominator upside down and do the multiplication process. Multiply 18 over 5. This or this. Both of them are the same. Okay, let's take an example on the changing. Maybe it will come in the quiz in multiple choice or complete or so on. 72 kilometer per hour change to equal how many meter per second? You can multiply here 72 times 5 over 18, it will give you 20 meter per second, okay? And vice versa, when I want to change from 20 meter per second to 72 kilometer per hour, I will do divided 5 over 18. I'll multiply 18 over 5. I will get 72 kilometer per hour. And now we finished this part.
Okay. Let's now sum up what we studied. Lesson 1, motion in one direction. Motion is the change of object position as the time passes according to the position of another object. We have 3 types of motion in one direction, which is motion in straight path, in curved path, and combination of both. And the simplest type of motion is motion in straight line in one direction. Okay, and the train is considered one direction. Why? Because it moves forward or backward, but not upward or downward. And we studied also the bullet train, and we knew that it differs than the other train or the normal train because each of its cars is operated by its own engine. And the second term is we studied the speed, which is the physical quantity used to describe motion and also to compare between moving objects. The definition of speed is the distance moved through unit time. And speed, the law, how to calculate speed, V equal D over T. And the measuring unit of speed is kilometer per hour or meter per second. And we change from kilometer per hour to meter per second by multiplying by a ratio which is 5 over 18. And vice versa when we change from meter per second to kilometer per hour. And it's now we finished the summing up of the lesson 1, and I will see you next lesson when we study the factors affecting speed, which are distance and time. See you next lesson. Bye.